And here we go. So you don't have to wait any longer. People were waiting for Magnus versus Alireza. Now they get it. It is game one. Magnus with the white pieces. He adopts a pretty solid setup. So far, nothing too major has happened, but that D4 square, black can sink a knight in there. That could be good news.
I just learned something so quick already. I mean, I'm a KID specialist, and I love King's Indian. I just won against a strong IM in my last tournament. KID for life, right? Is what we say. But what he did was he moved his knight from f8 around to e6 very quickly, got the knight over to h7, so it was pretty fire. Quickly. And Magnus is holding everything.
It's a game of knight maneuvers. That knight went from e6 to c7, and it's up to b5 now. So it can't stop, won't stop. The knight continues its tour of this board, and now the white knight's turn to improve itself.
Lots of maneuvering. G4, knight f3, bishop g4 there. Whoa, great. Knight f3.
So I feel like black is doing quite nicely. Look at this activity for the pieces. Ooh, g5 fell off, but was that a blunder or a sacrifice?
Yeah, because he didn't move instantly, I think it was a blunder. But, I mean, he did find something out of that. He's still doing well. Oh, my goodness! King's Indian for the win. We don't ever have to play another opening. King's Indian for the win once again. Can we get some KID in the chat? King's Indian defense. I'm always a special place in my heart with that. Can we get some King's Indian in the chat? Who likes King's Indian defense? This one's a wrap.
That queen is trapped. Let's go up to e2, then you force the queens off, and you win the ensuing endgame. Magnus resigns. He doesn't want to test Alireza's mouse speed. He knows that it would be over. So Alireza Firouzja is the first player on the scoreboard. He gets up 1-0, and now in game two, Magnus, he's given up a pawn. Will he get it back?
The question here is, will he get it back? Okay. I do like white's position here. The space. I mean, it's this advantage. You got the queen to e3. Everything's defended. Then he attacks the pawn again. Castles. I take g4. Dang.
You know what? That knight on e7, is that really a knight? That doesn't look like the pony that kids dream about. That knight can't go anywhere. Oh, but those pawns are all dropping off.
It takes. Yeah, they now drop. It can't get out to Magnus here. Queen g5 takes. Yep. Magnus is back. I don't think he's going to let this one slip.
But if you take this bishop on c3, then white takes the knight on e7, and then there's knight g5 ideas. That king is in trouble, and now b7's gone. That gives white a passer.
Oh, my goodness. Bro. It's about to be a 2-0. Firouzja, relax. You know this is Magnus, right? Like, you know this is Magnus. I mean, I don't know if you know that. Like, this is Magnus. Carlsen.
It's
Maybe
Magnus
he's winning
Carlsen.
now? There it is. Yeah, okay.
He's like,
yeah, he resigned.
All right, you get this one. It's 2-0. And another reminder that we are 45 minutes of bullet chess in the matches in the winners semifinals and beyond in the winners bracket. So this gives Magnus more time. Even if he loses this game, he has a little bit more time to catch up. Sometimes, James, people need to find their rhythm. They just can't find their form from the start.
That's right. It does take some time there. We do have actually NBL in the chat. NBL chat. So Dog says he's going for Alireza there. I think he's shooting for Alireza. Rook takes e4. Interesting.
Yeah, what's happening here? It looks like the rook just has to back up. And the a6 pawn, that is going to be a long-term target. So Magnus just trying to coordinate his pieces. And shout out to MVL, one of the best chess players in history, a former World Blitz champion. He's had so many successes to his name, but he's rooting for his compatriot, that Alireza Firouzja plays for France. And bam! Bishop h2 check will follow if the knight were to move. So Alireza just won a piece. He's probably thanking his friend Maxime for stopping by.
Got a little freeze there. Okay, we're back. Hey, what happened? Actually, internet. I think we're good.
You're good, James?
I think we're good. Here. What happened in this last game here?
Oh,
Alireza, bro, what? No, it's 2-1, right?
No. Alireza won again. He doesn't stop winning. That's what's happening.
Wait. Is this really 3-0?
It's 3-0. It is.
No, that's not a typo?
That's not a typo.
Robert. Let me ask you again, Robert. Is this a typo or my internet went out a little bit?
It's not a typo.
Is this?
Magnus has not won a game in the first three. He's trying to win this fourth one.
Ah! Yeah, you crazy. You crazy. I don't believe it. I got to go back and watch the VOD.
Whoa. What? Magnus allows e7. The passed pawn can go up, but Alireza doesn't play it first, and now the e-pawn it's gone. He's just dropping it.
What is this? Okay, so if he's back in the game, I was just kind of silent here because I was just looking at like, bro, Magnus is out 3 games. Like, what if he loses another one? Then I'm like, I'm gonna be over here sweating like I'm playing, like literally. Whoa,
Yeah.
that's just nice. Yeah, he's winning now. Magnus.
Yeah, his bishop's protected by the rook, and so now he has up 1 pawn. But very importantly, the white king is in danger, and the h2 pawn. That's essential. You need to keep that one, and black has gained a passer.
Dang. Whoa, push, push. Oh, we can. Yeah, this is just over. It's over. You just hit the button, resign there, in respect, right? But I mean, keep playing it, play it out,
Yeah, he resigned now.
whatever.
Look at the clock, by the
There
way.
it is.
Magnus finished that game up 15 seconds. Like, he played fast, he played well, and he put pressure on Firouzja both on the board and on the clock.
I am very impressed. I mean, I think everyone is right now. I think everybody's on the edge of their seats seeing Firouzja go 3-0. Whoa, hey man, hold on, bro. This is like not supposed to be cool. Like this definitely was crazy. I mean, to see. I'm excited to see the rest of this. Obviously, B3, okay, B5, take. This is all theory. H3, yeah.
Yeah, but this is the type of theory that I know puts you to sleep. You're like, come on, we're
Yeah.
Tactinos.
Exactly, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this was none of those in this game. But, of course, he could have tried B6 at one point after C6 just to keep the pawn as a wedge there, but it might be weak after C5. Whatever. Bullet game, right? But still very theoretical. Rook B1.
Yeah.
Rook
Ooh, knight C3.
B8. Oh, my goodness.
He wants to trade because E4 is now loose and it's grabbed, and that's an extra pawn for Firouzja.
No, the rooks takes. He does not. Knight C4, F3, knight F6, takes. D5's hanging. D6 is hanging. They both hang in there. It might be draw. You know, he can definitely draw these type of positions, but bullet changes everything out.
It does. I'm looking at the clock. So, of course, we see the eval bar suggesting that Firouzja is better, but I'm looking at the time, and Magnus up a couple seconds. So he's going to use that to his advantage. You can't afford a knight trade. That's why he drops his knight back. Firouzja's doing this perfectly. Just go after white's pawns, and you get a bit more active.
Look at that. Magnus getting Magnused. You know what I mean? Like, when do you ever see that? Magnus getting Magnused in the end game right now. It's still chances for a draw. Still chances. Very difficult.
Yeah, you know what you're just going to do?
Tough.
Just move. That's all you have to do if you're Magnus. Look at the clock.
Yeah.
I don't think Alireza has enough time to convert this advantage. Okay.
This is a moment of silence right now. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like silent. Like, I got to see if he's going to convert this. Oh, man. Check. Move. Okay. Yeah.
Knight G4.
He's doing good. Progress.
Firouzja, he's almost there. Magnus paused, which was probably not a good thing to do there at that moment because now Firouzja has it.
He's beating. Oh, my goodness. This guy is unreal. Firouzja, relax.
And Magnus is frustrated. You can see it on his face, that deep sigh of just like, what do I have to do to survive against this youngster? But Firouzja, he's determined. You know he wants to win.
Yeah, he is ready to beat Magnus here in front of everyone. He's trying to. Now, obviously, Magnus, it's a lot of time left, 36 minutes, but Alireza is up 3 games right now, and he's in great form, very hot. We're going to see what happens here. Wow, this is crazy to see. Okay, so focus takes, rook D1, queen E7, everything equalish.
Yeah, opposite colored bishops, but white's queen is just annoying to the black pawns on the queen side. So everything protected in the position for both players. I don't see a single weakness, and now the pieces are coming off. So as you said, equalish is probably leading towards drawish.
Definitely, yeah. Bullet changes everything too. Like that one mistake in the end game on move 46 when you should have went king E6 instead of king D6. Now you zugged out Devoretsky page 820, right? You actually then you lose in a bullet game. Like, it's crazy, the high level bullet.
And I mean, we agree with that by a Ninja 26. This should be broadcast on every existing screen in the world. Yeah, this is 2 of the best players of all time, 2 of the best players currently who are now going to try to flag each other. They'll probably just make a repetition in a bishop of opposite color ending. So the draw has happened, repetition, and that means that Firouzja keeps his 3-game lead. How is Magnus going to take Alireza down? That is what we need to see before we can believe in Magnus' chances.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of... Oh, D5. Whoa, that is not familiar with that. I think there was some recent theory with this. Oh, yeah, it was Jordan, right? Jordan Van Forest, I think. It's like some interesting stuff. Rook C1. c5, bishop c2, or bishop d5. e4 doesn't care about any of that.
Yeah, white has the center, but black has the bishop pair. And you mentioned Air Jordan, who's been a second for Magnus before. And look at these pawns. What is happening in the center of the board? Rook takes e5. There's g4 blocking the pin.
Ooh, that's nice. So he could have taken the f3 first. Queen f3 hits f7. So he takes. Now he goes for it anyway. Oh, rook d5.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so many tactics.
Yeah, but white has to be better here. Look at this. You're going on the attack, on the offensive. Rook c6 comes to mind, and it's played. And now it's a pass pawn. D7, rook c8.
Yeah, he's feeling good. There we go. Magnus back.
Yeah.
Magnus back there. Magnus back there.
That's a dub. Because the black king can reach e7, but there's knight c6 check at the end, and we're seeing something like it. I think Alireza will just resign in a couple moves, or maybe, there is the resignation. I'd say maybe he's thinking about match strategy. Let's play these out. It's too early in the match. There's still 34 minutes remaining. But you know in the back of his head, he's like, all right, I have the lead. Maybe I should burn some of the clock.
Right, maybe he can burn some clock here. And then we have a French, man, another French here. Magnus has been playing a lot of this lately, actually. Frenchies. I hate giving up that light square bishop, but that is theory. I like going more bishop d3 to keep it than queen e2 here. Same position, but you still have a bishop here.
I'm with you. I love that light square bishop in the French, but it looks like Alireza says, I'm just going to lead in development. But Magnus has found a way to castle. So he has the bishop pair, and if you get e5 next, followed by bishop e6, suddenly we're talking about an advantage for black with open space.
That's what he does as well. He goes back to c3 instead of queen d5 check, allowing bishop e6. Queen c3 take, bishop f5, and this is a fine French. It's kind of annoying when you get the French like this. Black definitely has some nice chances himself. He might have g4 there.
Rook c. It was queen's. I was gonna say bring something to c4, bring your rooks in the game, and I guess white has a pawn advantage on the queen side, 3-on-2, but black has such a nice central pawn on e5, and I don't see how white makes any initial progress.
Very difficult to do that. Oh, that's a nice knight though on d5, but it's only a good knight. It just looks great there. Yeah, bishop c6. That was beautiful. g4, man, look at this is the Magnus work. Magnus working there. Pieces on the greatest squares. King on f5. Can't really do anything. King runs in at some point. f6 is defended. This was a clinical way to do it.
Here it comes. King e4, king f3. And that should be that. Okay, f5 is a nice move to include. But here comes the black king. f4 check. He allowed f4 check.
Oh, my goodness. He hated it. You can see it in his face. He's losing. What is this, bro? This doesn't make any sense. Takes. This is bullet chess for you.
Look at the clock. Speaking of bullet chess, Magnus is ahead on time, so he's losing by position because he was doing all that funny business. But he's actually, is he ahead? Not for long. Now he's behind.
4 seconds here. Pre-move. Everything's pre-move from this point out. Yeah, he's going. Youngest rook. What is going to happen? Oh, he flags. He hits the table. He smiles. Oh, this is about to get serious. Oh, man. He mad now. Mad now.
My goodness.
Oh, man. This is about to get crazy.
Firouzja gave away his rook because he was essentially pre-moving. Magnus took the rook, but didn't have enough time remaining to steal the last few pawns and secure a draw. So Firouzja gets another win. Magnus slams the table. He gives a smile, though, because I think he appreciates it, right? You know, he's like, all right, respect, young fella.
Yeah, he's definitely mad. And it is respect because he said, even the world championship, like, hey, look, I'm not interested unless I'm playing Firouzja here. So he always has this because Firouzja, everybody gets challenges there, but man, Firouzja is up, 3 games on Magnus like it's nothing. Look at Magnus mauling. Oh, man, this is crazy to see. I've never seen this. Never seen this. I don't think Chad has either.
Magnus is simply down a pawn right now, but f5 is a good move. The black king cannot enter back on the e-file. There'll be rook e1 check with the skewer. So white's trying to push the pawn, go king f4, and look at the clock that Alireza just burned. Suddenly Magnus is up like 8 seconds, and now the advantage is also heading back towards his direction.
Yeah, it's looking good here. Takes. He's getting the right positions. What's the time? Okay, so he's up 10 seconds.
Oh.
How is that losing? Are you kidding me?
What? Great move by Firouzja, getting his rook behind his pass pawn.
Yeah, it takes, and you're not fast enough. If you sack the rook, he's trying, though. He got 2 pawns there. He's going to check him and push him away.
It's a win for Firouzja. And it's... Oh! Wait, sorry. I thought it was white's move. I thought there was like a pre-move, but it was black's turn after rook h8. So both sides have just queened. Wait, what's happening? Rook c8 and take on c4.
What happened? Oh, he's back in the game. Oh man, Bullet is unreal. I don't know. I'm over here sweating like I'm playing. Like this is wow. This is so crazy to see. Okay, B6 Z. I'll take
Yeah, just go to the A file. So what Magnus can do is just pre-move like nonstop. He should just go King A2. He went Pac-Man, but he could have went King A2, King A1, and so on. But that was crazy, James, because Firouzja was completely winning, and then Magnus, he just took all the tricks out of his bag and he saved one.
Right, he saved one there. He definitely got away. I would breathe a little bit. All right, I can breathe because that was going to be 4 points. When you get 4, not only are you mad, but you're down 4 points and you're mad. That's different. That is a different feel. And time is running out. I remember looking at the clock and it said 45 minutes at some point, right? With 29 minutes, guys, right? I mean, we love seeing these games, but the time is eventually going to run out, and someone is going to be a winner here today. Right now, Firouzja up games on Magnus. 3 games. Insane. Let's see what happens.
Knight E6, he goes for
relax,
the sack.
Man.
But it feels like White's king has no shelter.
Definitely takes on C4, takes on because Queen C6. Oh yeah, played it anyway. F3, yep. Yeah, Black's just dominating. Bro, you have no pieces. He did too much there.
Yep. 2 minor pieces for a rook, and Black has a very safe king, and now the initiative with all these pieces coming forward. So Magnus, he needs this game. He's also up 15 plus seconds. That's good.
Over. Yeah, you can just resign. Yeah, this is over. He's just starting another game. He got crushed that game. In fact, Magnus, yeah, it's a mad Magnus. That was a dominating game here. 5, yeah.
And this opening, Scandinavian, it worked out for Magnus, playing some offbeat stuff, trying to, keep Alireza out of his comfort zones. But suddenly it feels like Ali's back in the game, except for the fact that he's so far down on the clock.
8 seconds here, and then we could see a flag on the other end.
So rook B1, he gives a couple checks.
Mm-hmm.
Magnus needs to flag him. He takes this rook. That was a very smart move, bishop to B4.
What is happening? H5 doesn't work. Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. You see the eval bar going nuts here. Okay, F5, bishop back up. We got material. B2's hanging, not anymore. Check, king moves. We check again. Wait, what happened to the...
He's pre-moving. Magnus is trying to play very quickly, and that's why he's giving away pieces. But we do see that Magnus... Oh my gosh! He's moving too slowly! He takes the queen, but he's going to lose on time!
Oh!
Firouzja gets it!
Oh, he loses on time! He loses on time! Oh. Did he lose on time, bro?
He did, and you could tell he took one from Taylor Swift. He's trying to shake it off. But Firouzja says, I don't care how I get the dub as long as I keep on winning.
My hand might be going through the computer. If I'm like here, Magnus, the whole arm might go through the computer there. Wow. He flagged him again.
I wonder how the internet connection is out there in Barcelona, the hotel that the Chess Bras and Magnus are staying at. That doesn't seem to be what's deciding these games, but at any moment, you need to make sure. What? Wait, wasn't Rook takes D4 a free piece?
I thought it was too as well. Wait, that's just free. Yeah, that's just free. That's for me. Rook takes D4 was definitely a move. Oh man, you can see he's over here in using the words, whatever that is. That's definitely probably some adult language. Wow, I'll mention what he said over here, but it is definitely not looking good right now for Magnus. He's just Firouzja is working, unbelievable here. I really thought Magnus had the upper hand. Not even gonna lie, but I think everyone did. But wow, he got some work to do if he's gonna come back.
So what I asked is Firouzja even the underdog? I actually didn't think so, and he's proving that he can hang with Magnus, and not just hang with him. He has a big lead. And right now, Magnus may be up about 8 seconds, but Firouzja's up a pawn. So I don't know how to weigh that trade-off.
Yeah, ooh, that was nice. That G4 there takes. Wow, yeah, you got to draw to this. Okay, you know what? Let's stop saying that. These games don't. It's a draw, and then they flag. This is anybody's game. Even White can win this, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. But the clock situation is, it's getting closer to level. That's good news for Firouzja, who's up a pawn, and I think he wants to win this game. He's looking at Magnus and saying, "You're not quick enough to hang with me."
Wow, them words would never come out of my mouth. Unbelievable, But right now, it is working in Firouzja's favor. He had 2 games by flag, and again, it doesn't matter how you get it. It matters, did you get it done? Right? So. He does. Oh wait, he pre-moved, and he may not be getting it done here, baby boy.
And let's see the speed from Magnus. He's not putting the king in check at all. He needs to put that king in
it's
check.
definitely the internet.
Woo! He won point one.
Point one.
Oh, and Firouzja left his chair.
He got up.
Where'd you go, Alireza? Do you think he threw the mouse?
Where did he go? He probably did. He might have thrown the mouse off instinct and like, oh, my bad. I forgot. Let me reach in the box for the next mouse because I got a box of mice next to me because I break a lot of them. Point one.
Wow. And for once, Magnus steals a victory. That one was ever so close. 0.1 seconds left. That is all you need to win a game on time. And now we're back to a 3-point deficit. And if we look at this game here, it looks like Magnus, with the black pieces, has control of the open file. He also has a 10-second lead on the clock. So Magnus, James, he's been jumping out to the early leads in these games, but then Firouzja speeds up, and that's where he does his damage.
And the problem is, Firouzja is not only speeding up, but he's playing super tricky. Some stuff is very accurate. And you get these attacks and these tactics out of nowhere because he's a tactical absolute wizard with this stuff. Firouzja is, of course. And Magnus can spot tactics too as well, but even in Magnus' style, he just doesn't care as much for the opening advantages. He likes the grinds, the slow chess. He can do anything. Universal player.
Ooh.
But Firouzja with these tricks, man, and the timing. Quick. Ooh, PG4 takes. That's clinical.
Magnus could have traded pieces and said, I don't want to trade pieces. Look at the pawn structure. Double ISOs on F file and D file, and the rook just fell in the corner. So now black is up a full piece with a safer king. Bring your knight into the attack. There it is. Oh, but Queen of Fate. Watch out, Queen of Fate.
Queen of Fate. Oh, my God. Queen of Fate.
Oh, he played no.
Oh, my God. He played
Oh, and Firouzja might break another mouse.
Magnus with the heat. He shook his hands off. Let me shake it off. Let me stretch and flex real quick. Y'all forgot my name's Magnus.
Oh my goodness. Firouzja did the worst thing imaginable. He took that rook, which was smart, but Magnus saw that coming. He said, if I take your rook, I get checkmated when that pawn promotes. He ran his king away, and Firouzja was pre-moving. You can't pre-move that early. I think he himself would tell you that if you asked him advice on how to improve as a bullet player. You can't pre-move that early because when you get hit with an unexpected move, you're the one who's going to be in trouble. And, well, we're looking at trouble for Magnus. He just won a couple games, but now he's just in a terrible position from the white side.
This is pretty gross. But he did definitely win back, and now he's feeling good. I mean, got some games in. It's a 2-game match. I make it a 1-game match. We can play this forever. Of course, we don't allow that here with the format, but we would like to see it. And, people have took off work for this. Let's go. Rook C3. Rook G3 does have some type of attack. Head shake there from Firouzja.
Because look at that. Rook H3. He doesn't want a black rook to help in the defense. And E3. Just a calm little move saying you are not going to take on E2 with check. Now the black king is hunted. Queen G7. Queen takes F7. There's probably other things. Oh, Bishop C6. He doesn't even go for the check just yet.
Wow, because he wants Queen D5 after all of that. Queen G7, Queen F7.
He blundered in a lot of queen trade.
Jeez.
Oh, no. All his pieces are gone. And he's mad. He's very, very mad. I think he's trying to convince himself that he can do this by shaking out all those blunders.
Shake it out. You know what? That's what we doing. You shake out the bar. All right, cool. Let me shake. Shoot. A lot of y'all need to hyperventilate shake. So let's get the shakes out. If we shaking the blunders out, that's what we doing. Perfect. Shake it off, chat. Take it off. Take the blunders out. All right, cool. That's the new thing.
Yeah,
What?
There's the Harlem Shake, and then there's the Magnus Shake, and then there's
Magnus Shake.
Then there's the chocolate shake that I want to drink. So either way we look at it, it looks like Magnus. He's playing a good game here. Rook D2 hits B2, hits F2, and Bishop A6 is going to hurt at some point as well.
Or Rook is on C2. He's bringing a lot of rooks to the 7th here. Takes Bishop E6, very strong. A4 wants A5, looks like. Maybe Rook to B1, takes on C6. So D8 is hanging. Magnus with a head shake there. Seen a lot of that, man, from both sides too. But, man, he's just really frustrating Magnus. It's understandable.
So A4 is on a light square. C4 is on a light square. That's good news when you have a light square bishop. And down goes a pawn. Firouzja decides to sacrifice it to give Magnus double pawns. But this is looking good for black at the stage. And I'm looking at the clock again. Magnus is the faster player out of the gates. But then Firouzja, he gets into that next gear at some point.
Yeah, I think he started getting into that next gear after he figures out the opening. Is what I'm saying. He's like, oh, this is what we doing? All right, cool. Then you just start speeding, which is causing some of his demise as well when it comes to like that pre-move game where he sacked the queen. It was brilliant, and then you lost immediately afterwards due to the pre-move. So, and here we go. That's
I
the
saw a
movement
featured
of
chat
the
that mouse might be too small for him and causing him some pain. So if we do get an interview with Magnus, we'll have to hear about it. He does actually seem physically pained.
That actually does seem correct, 100%. And it is important, guys, to grab the right mouse. And I'm sure he knows that. I mean, he's not his first time. He even streams too as well. But we do need to get him something probably better. For that, I think he does have some wrist problems with that. It was some shaking, but then with the constant of it and his match, that can affect his play.
And I like this comment. Bullet chess is a dance competition for the eval bar. Yeah, that thing's going up and down. It's a workout, all right? You know, Stockfish,
Right.
Leela, they don't get enough. You know, there are not enough challenges here. So Bullet chess will do that. And H4 just dropped. Knight comes into G5. I see the eval bar saying white's only like slightly better. I would initially think this is completely winning. And Magnus is also up 10 seconds. But he made a
Very
mistake.
practical. Oh, but that's, yeah. And then having a right mouse is very important, guys. Of course, I think some of the flagging was due to the mouse and his hand actually cramping probably with the mouse that he's using. We do have to actually see what's about that if we get an interview with him. But yeah, something to definitely think about as we see the handshake after like every game now.
And I'm looking at the clock, and every game it does seem like Magnus is well ahead. And right now, he is up 9 seconds. So this is where Alireza needs to be careful. You can't just pre-move certain decisions. And Magnus is going for the win. He has decided to spring free a pass pawn.
Whoa.
And going for G7.
Moves.
But he has to stop the C pawn first. That's smart.
Very strong. Very strong. That's sick. Mm-hmm. Even do it. You have to sacrifice. Try to win the A pawn.
And what? Oh, bishop takes C5. And he goes B3. What a move. And A3. Magnus wants to win. He wants to flag the guy.
A3 Magnus. 7 seconds.
Great move, bishop B5.
That is GG. Yeah, that's GG. On diagonal method after that. Push, check.
And he won the C pawn. He won.
What a game.
See, that's what happens when you have a lead on the clock. You can take certain risks. You can make some decisions that may not be objectively the best, but in terms of chess play, but they're objectively best in bullet. And Magnus gets the dub. Alireza, he sees that his lead shrink to 2. He's still doing really well, playing great bullet. But, James, I think we have to say that Magnus must be feeling good about the conclusion of that game.
And actually, you know what? I'm looking at the feature chat. Mouse is the 19th piece, right? So we talk about the clock, and then you need a mouse, right? So, like, it's different. That's just so funny. Extra piece there. Whoa, what happened? What the? Hey, bro, relax. Whoa. We was just, whoa. Yeah, he's in pain.
Yeah, really is. And I think he's in pain because he just got his king slammed off the board with knight takes e7 and a fork. So that's the problem that Magnus had right now. Is he gets a couple of wins, and then he has like a really bad loss in there. And it's credit to Alireza for just taking it to him. I mean, Alireza knows he's going to lose some games. You're playing Magnus Carlsen. You're playing bullet chess. But I think he recovers very nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. Recovery. And that comes with, obviously, 100% youth, not having as many games. I mean, as Magnus probably likes still as well, the youth part. So he's just very rich. You're still playing very quickly, very fast, stuff like that too as well. But yeah, this is tough. Magnus with a head shake again there. Yeah, something with the mouse, a little bit of pain. I think if he had a better mouse and wasn't in pain, you probably would see a better Magnus here too as well.
This is amazing. That is amazing. Black is up a pawn, and your coaches tell you, trade while you're ahead. He goes to the endgame, and he's losing because the a5 pawn is on a dark square, and white's going to go bishop e5, bishop takes d4, or bishop f2, same idea. Take on d4, then win the c3 pawn, then win the a5 pawn. It's that simple.
How crazy is that, right? When they do tell you, trade when you're up, not when you're down. You trade when you're up and you lose. And you're like, you know what? I'm not ever doing that again, right? Somehow he is able to run his king over, but I mean, practically it still looks very good for white with the two passes.
I think what happened was that bishop was a little bit too close to the black king, saving a vital tempo, and the white queenside pawns haven't moved quickly enough. But as you said, this is bullet, and when talking about an endgame like this, that still gives white good chances to win because the black pass pawns are not even pawns anymore. They're off the board.
Yeah, this is... Wait a second. I mean, probably draw, but maybe not.
B7, knight takes B7, then A7. That was a
oh, gross. That's it. Yeah, and a queen, and they're back to one game.
But you see Magnus again. I mean, he is just like in pain. He's shaking off his hand there. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses, so it's clearly not a results-based action. And, well, I hope he doesn't get arthritis and carpal tunnel from playing this match.
Yeah, one match, right? Yeah, especially all the energy there. But no, we do wish him the best. It's not fun to play in pain in anything. In fact, so it is important that you have the right ergonomics and the right settings and setups for long matches like this, which usually has he's shaking in the middle of the game. You know what I mean? So this is definitely affecting his play, I think. So it's important at home, guys, to get the right stuff. I actually just bought. I see somebody in the chat says Razor. I just bought Razor yesterday, in fact, from Best Buy. It's like, you just get the right stuff when you're playing these online games, guys. It's important. 100%.
Well, Magnus has the right stuff, and he wants to win because the winner of this match is guaranteed $12,000. So a lot at stake while the loser goes down to the losers quarterfinals. These guys are good. They should play professionally. Yeah, that's true. I think that would be good advice for them. And right now, Magnus, with the black side of this position, he's up in exchange. He's trying to trade while ahead, but in his own terms, not like last game when Firouzja unfortunately stumbled into a bad endgame.
Absolutely. Here, as hold on. Maybe we're moving a little bit, but I have the exchange. Practically, I'm just winning. Practically, so I have to work it as he's doing. Make sure I improve my position by moving pieces and pawns ahead, which he's doing. He's doing that. What did it say? Oh,
MOE.
Mouse over everything. MOE. Okay, I like that. I like you. We about to get some merch for that. Mouse over everything. Okay.
Oof. I think Magnus just, he wiped that dirt off his shoulders there. Like, he's like, all right, now it's tied match. And Magnus is actually playing more quickly than Alireza is, right? We've seen Magnus up on time quite a bit. He's lost some of those time scrambles, except when he had 0.1 seconds remaining. So here it's important for Alireza. He needs to settle down. And, wait, why did that bar go so high?
We've been really high there after Bishop, after H6, maybe F4 or something. Interesting. There's some like H4, G6, Queen H5 stuff. Strange.
Yes, impossible to figure out with no time. And you're just going to make these quick moves at the early stages. And give me that D5 square, says Magnus. I'm going to plop my pieces down. And, well, if you take on D5, that's a pass pawn in the center.
Takes, and he holds it. Holds the E5 pawn. Rook probably swinging the D1 at some point. Plays A4. Break the structure down.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to see at some point Rook D1, Pawn G4. White's just going to keep black tied down to the pass pawn. But I don't think that it's a big concern. So this is good news for Alireza. The bishop blockades the pawn. The queen is now free to run. And running it does. It goes down to A2 and maybe into C2.
And Rook C2 is going to be quite annoying. That is going to be a very annoying move. Rook C2 anyway. Play Rook C3 first. Nice in between. Oh, but that allows... I guess he could have played that anyway. G6, Rook C2, Queen G6 anyway.
He does play Queen 2. F5 is loose. I didn't even realize that. I was just trying to trade queens in an earlier variation. But stealing a pawn, don't blunder checkmate. And again, he trades when he's ahead, like his coaches always tell him. And somehow that was a bad... was there Rook F8 and Bishop C5? I guess not.
Yeah, not anymore here. He's walking the king around. He's winning. F5 is going to come with a check. Before F5, check, take, and we push. Yep, and we push. Walk the dogs in the bark. Very easy. Push, and push.
And that's that. Magnus, he throws in the towel. He's down 5 seconds and a couple pawns. I mean, he really is in pain right now. Like, you can see it on his face. I think some people, they try to make that excuse, right? They're like, they're ready. That if they lose the match, something happened. But he's doing it no matter what's happening on the board. And as somebody... who does struggle with wrist issues, when you don't have a good mouse and you're trying to play speed chess, it can really hurt.
Oh yeah, he'll never have that again. And I think it is this mouse at least, or at least the setup to do that. It is important to have the right mouse, the right table setting, right everything here. Obviously, a mat is good, ergonomic keyboard. This is important if you want to have very long longevity in obviously the online space. So it's very good to do that. But it's just tough to see because we know he's in pain right now.
But I think that he's in pain both physically and on the board in this position because White's advantage is through the roof. I think at some point F5 is going to hurt. Like, just throw your pawn forward, play in the Canty style that we love, and go for... There it is. Go for checkmate.
There it is. It's funny. You said somebody in the chat says chess is a dangerous sport, bro. Like, shoot, chess is dangerous, man. Them pawns, those kings that hurt you, bro. You got to be careful. So it's that's a funny one here, but it is important to definitely work on your game and also your ergonomics so you can play for a long time. Nice sacrifice. We got in an aggressive position here. E6.
E6?
There it is! Found it!
That is maybe the move of the day. If you take with the knight, f7 falls. If you took with the bishop, there's checkmate on d8. So he was rook e7, but now this bishop is pinned, and that's a mate over here as well. That's my first arrows of the day. That's how good the move was.
Oh. Yeah, E6 was nice. Love tactics. And he does a lot of those. I mean, we've seen him do, when he used to stream, we would see him do puzzles and just blow through puzzles all the time. Nice to do your puzzles.
And now it's under 10 minutes remaining. So Magnus, he needs to catch up. It is win by 2. This has been very important in certain matches, like in the one between Jose Martinez and Anish. That was the end of the first day of action. But if Magnus can keep this deficit to 1, you do get extra time. 9+ minutes remaining. James, the white pieces here for Magnus. Do you believe in his chances?
I do believe in his chances here. I do believe, he's very clutch under pressure. He's done this many times. He is playing some very strong opposition, up 2 games right now. But, if we don't see it happen in the next 3 minutes, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So he does have time, maybe 2 or 3 more games to get this thing really going here. But, it's difficult. I think he can do it.
Yeah, so we'll see if he
can do what it is, Mike.
He gets in this game. He's down a pawn, but he has the pair of bishops. That rook on a8's been hanging for a little bit, but some trades occurred first. And, Alireza, he's really handling himself perfectly in this match. He's playing well in critical moments. He's keeping pace when it seems like he's down a bunch of time. And right now, he's down a few seconds, but he's catching up. And here we see that the pieces are coming off the board. Black's still up a pawn. And, it's an extra pawn on the A file. That's always good news. But white has the bishop and white has the lead on time. So 10 seconds advantage for Magnus as he pushes his H pawn. I think he just done that well today, giving away a pawn to double his opponent's pawn structure. And after H5 falls, maybe H6 is next. So this position looks really good for Max. Don't blunder checkmate. The king went back, so it avoided that. And the king is going to go back to G2. A7 falls. King for black needs to come up the board. He only has 9 seconds. He needs to gobble up those pawns. But as long as Magnus has a rook, he should try to flag his opponent. No draw offers. No! Don't play that move. Do not trade rooks when your opponent is 5 seconds. That is probably one of the earliest rules you learn as a top bullet player. Magnus knows better. I think maybe the pressure of the moment is getting to him. Just to acknowledge James's internet gambit, it happened again, so we will get him back as soon as we can. But right now, we are running down the stretch of this match. Magnus Carlsen down by 2 points to Alireza Firouzja. Firouzja has played an amazing match thus far. He deserves his lead. Will he be able to keep it? Well, he's got a great center. Magnus chisels at it with pawn to f6, and we see that Firouzja takes an open file. His bishop on e3 is loose. He will not blunder that, I don't believe. He brings his next rook on over, but Magnus finally finishes development. So I think this position, it looks very unclear to my eyes. Bishops, we like them in open space against knights, but the knights are actually causing some problems, and that's why we saw Alireza take the knight on g6. It was attacking the bishop on e5. Queen b3, a bad blunder apparently. There must be some tactics over on the king side against this white king. The king did slide to h2 to avoid any pressure down the g file. The bishop slides back in touch with the king. Magnus, he jettisons a pawn. He is up a couple seconds, but that probably was not the right decision. And Alireza says, you give me a pawn, I'll use that pawn. Here goes up the A file. The bishop on D3 hit the rook. It also stops that pawn's progress, at least for now. And with the rooks off the board, that should make Alireza feel safer with his king. His king on H2 tucked away. The black king also safe, but that outside pass pawn, that is a nuisance that Magnus will have to continue to keep his eye on. He is up a few seconds. Alireza trying to trade some pieces. He plays B4. We might see knight C5 next, trying to get those knights off the board, and there they go. But this outside pass pawn, it's a straggler. It's by itself. It doesn't have a companion, but that's checkmate in 1. Oh my goodness, Magnus Carlsen hangs mate in 1, and Firouzja takes a 3-point lead. Magnus has enough time, right? There is 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this match, but you cannot give away checkmate like that, not against Firouzja, because Firouzja has proved to be a difficult opponent to defeat under any circumstance. But now when your back is against a proverbial wall, you don't have time remaining, and it's going to be a tactical affair, a slugfest against Firouzja. You can't afford that. But actually, it seems like in this game, Magnus, he's getting away with some of those choices earlier. D6 is loose. D6 is a problem. And it seems like knight f6 as well. That's a fork that wins material. And I think you can... Oh, there's a fork of his own. That's why he brought the king out to f2. And instead, he now grabs the rook, grabs a pawn. Up a pawn is Magnus Carlsen. Also has a 10-second lead on the clock, so he is doing very well in this game. He needs it. He cannot afford to let this advantage slip. He's transitioning into a several pawn up rook endgame, and here's where match strategy comes under play. What Firouzja should do is play this out. It doesn't matter if he's down 3 queens. You play this out until check and mate, except Firouzja resigned, and as soon as he did, we have Canty back. James, hey, you just missed a checkmate in 1, and then Firouzja, unfortunate for him, once he ballooned that lead to 3, it's now back to 2 because Magnus took that last game. Yep. Yeah, this game, right now, we see a position where White has stabilized the knight on d4. We just saw a swap of pieces. Black's position, A-OK. Getting the king out to h7. There's luft for the king, and it looks like Magnus trying to open up the queen side. So you play on both flanks. It seems like, hey, we do have James back for real. So, James, we just see queen f4. It looks like a mating attack coming down to h2.
Absolutely. No, it was, I was saying that the time is really low. In fact, meaning like 3 minutes. Something's going to happen. We're either going to 6-game match or somebody wins here. And Firouzja has not given up the lead yet. It's not given up the lead. So it's very difficult to say who's going to win this here. I mean, Firouzja, right, this is looking good to win it, but Magnus needs to do a lot more if he's going to try to make this boy a tiebreaker. This is tough right now.
And a few games ago, it was rook against rook, and each side had a pawn, and Magnus was up 15 to 5 seconds, and he allowed a draw. Do not allow a draw here. You could trade queens, that's fine. In fact, now it looks even a winning endgame because g2's on a light square. But just play this out. Play quickly. Do not try to find the perfect moves. Try to find good enough moves, and just do not allow your last pawn to go. He will not do that. He can place his bishop on d7 or on b5, and now you flag your opponent.
He's holding 15 seconds. Yeah, 6 seconds here. From White.
But do not... No, he allowed a draw by repetition, and that's the one thing he couldn't do. What he missed was king to f7. The king could have escaped because if the white king moved up to board d7, there was a move like c5 with check. So Magnus allows Alireza to keep his 2-point lead, and that is really bad news for the world number 1 because he can only afford to be down 1 point when this match clock expires.
He has to win now, and you have to go for it. He's going to do it with the white pieces here, but we actually have a little bit of a hold. He takes. A castles, queen f3, 3-6, 3-6, 7 up the pawn.
And it's going to be annoying, though, because that rook lands on e2, and I guess there's no time to put a5, a4, because white will push his own pawn up to a4 and stop that. So he completes his development. By the way, rook f to b1, king to f1. That rook was almost trapped over there. Instead, the rook is going after those queenside pawns.
Chat, what do you think is going to happen, chat? We got 1 minute and 50 seconds. Chat, it is on you. What do you think is going to happen? Is he going to be able to do it? Him meaning Magnus. What do you think? Let's hear the thoughts in the chat right now, guys. Right now. We need to see it. Who is going to win? Oh, man, that's
He blundered, but he can afford to draw because look at the overall match clock. 1 minute, 30 seconds remain. If he draws this, then he has to win the follow-up game, and he's just letting this one go. But look at Alireza's clock, down under 20 seconds, a 10-second lead for Magnus Carlsen, and it looks like, objectively, the game should be a draw.
Objectively, definitely 100%. 15 seconds there for Firouzja. Time is moving so slow.
Oh, what a move! He wants to pass one of his own. Oh my goodness! And Firouzja better force the draw now, otherwise Magnus might win this game. He's going to... Magnus can flag him. Magnus may be down 2 pawns. Win on time. Be shameless.
It doesn't matter how you get it. It matters if you get it done. But here it is. This is the scariest part of chess right now. This right here is scarier than anything you've ever faced. Because somebody is going to blunder the rook. Usually it happens.
And we see 3.5 for Alireza. The thing about Magnus is he needs to watch out because at some point, Alireza might do the thing where he puts the rook under attack. But look at Magnus. He's down to 3 seconds himself. He needs to move. He needs to do quick, and that is a draw. No! But Magnus, he doesn't get the win, but he has 25 seconds. The last game will take place, and that means if Magnus wins, we get extra time. Firouzja only needs a draw.
You see what's funny? He goes for the g6 setup. Now, this is a Pierce, but he has to play more modern-like. in this way because he was looking at hoping for King's Indian, which is understandable. Tells you a lot. When you need a win, what do you go for? King's Indian. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But at this point, this will turn into a Pierce or Perk. In fact, with E4 and D4, he didn't go C4 at all here. Very still likely to be some type of King's Indian, but it is not the same. It's not the same. Magnus needs to win. Chat, will he do it, chat? Is he going to win? Is Magnus going to win or not?
The essential question, because otherwise this match concludes with Alireza Firouzja as the winner. And this position looks really good for Black as he steals a pawn in the center. And Magnus ahead by 6 seconds. He's been faster at the early stages of the game, but in time scrambles, it's always Firouzja who has the upper hand.
Correct. In these times, I mean, he had upper hand the whole match. Magnus never got a chance to be up in the match. I've never seen that before, actually, but never got a chance to be up.
But right there, that was a pretty bad blunder from Firouzja, giving up the C3 pawn. And here come Black's pawn storming up the board. That bishop on A8, that may be the hero that Magnus needs. But the E5 pawn, I thought he was going to go E4 at some point. He drops his central pawn, and now advantage back to Firouzja.
Time is up. It is zeros. This is the moment of truth here, chat. Well, Magnus.
Oh, he's made it.
To the lose. Oh,
he's made it.
I can't even say nothing.
It's done.
Firouzja.
Whew. That's game. That's match.
Fire on fire.